All right, we start by taking the headlines this morning, and I have to begin with the Punch newspaper. Court bars Yedatiwa from contesting 2028 governorship election. Diso Egbetokun, I never dreamed of becoming IG. Terror attacks, Tinubu approves fresh military hardware after security talks. Nigeria most exploited by telecom energy firms, says FCCPC. Moving on, poverty rate jumps to 63% after subsidy removal. Coming from a report, Forum dismisses claims of 210 trillion naira missing in NNPC accounts. 3 bodies recovered, 5 rescued as bus plunges into Oyo River. Army foils ambush Cross River, kills 4 gunmen. UN urges stronger action to end violence against women, girls. Trump says Iran's new supreme leader alive but damaged. Let's take some more stories right there. This morning, reps probe contamination risks from locally made grinding machines. Edo PDP spokesman resigns, declares support for Okpebolo. Court grants ICPC access to Aerofy's digital devices. Gavi, UNICEF hand over 371 solar-powered PHCs to federal government. 2027, Kwara student back senator for governorship race. These are some of the headlines you would get from the Punch newspaper this morning. Alright, from the front page of the Vanguard newspaper, Nigeria's economy will withstand shocks from US-Iran war, says Cardoso. You find that on page 19. 2027, Obi, Atiku, Amechi working together to stop APC, says ADC. You find that on page 21. Troops recapture Borno community, kill terrorist commander, 19 others in Yobe attack. You find that on page 7. Federal government okays new military hardware as troops intensify anti-terror war. You find that on page 8. And Middle East war anxiety mounts as oil price hits $100 per barrel. The story has riders, depot owners, marketers maintain 1,200, 1,300 naira per liter. Downstream undergoing structural transition, says Professor Ilidari. Straits of Hormuz will remain closed, says Iran Supreme Leader in first message. Infrastructure under attack. Output drops to 1.315 million barrels per day, says OPEC. This had the you find these stories on page 5. Alright, Tinubu to politicians bow to rule of law on Electoral Act. Defense signing amid IPAC pushback. I had no choice. You find that on page 9. Eligibility. Court bars Yedatiwa from seeking re-election in 2028. You find that on page 10. Baribe Omer Tambawa retaking Gibe. 5 senators defect to ADC. APC now 87 senators. ADC 9 senators. PDP 6. NNPP 1, NDC 1. You find that on page 8. Lagos police partner to ensure security officers see clearly during duty. You find that on page 10. These are the headlines you would find on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. On the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper, court bars Ondo governor from contesting in 2028. Troop kills ISWAP commander, 20 other terrorists in Yobe, Sokoto, Zamfara, Kano. Others listed as high risk for meningitis. Power outage may worsen as gas supply drops. ADC the sluggish PDP in Senate. Astambawa, Kingibe, 7 others defect. Rainfall destroys over 40 houses in Kogi. Airfares may rise as aviation fuel hits 1,000 835 naira per litre. 181 Nigerians repatriated from Libya. These are the headlines you would get on the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. On the front page of the Nation newspaper, anti-terrorism war, Tinubu beefs up military equipment and new strategies are working. Right, you can't run again for governor. CAT tells Ayedatiwa FCCPC to sanction airlines for exploiting passengers during 2025 Yuletide. ADC replaces PDP as dominant opposition party in the Senate. Reps to probe Iba oil wells, dispute between Ondo, Ogun. These are the headlines you would get on the front page of the Nation newspaper this morning. And from the Daily Post newspaper, Electoral Act amendments on certificate forgery troubling, says Angalapo. President Tinubu meets service chiefs in Abuja. Enugu's 1,000 megawatts power generation target on course, says Okoro. Presidential aid engages Benue leaders, communities over security border issues. 2027, Tinubu must not win presidential election, says Adebayo. Join ADC, let's rescue this country. Kenneth Okonkwo begs Nigerians. Nigeria does not need gamer-in-chief. ADC blasts Tinubu. PDP crisis, nobody will live forever, but they judge one's party leaders. There will be punishment for members involved in anti-party activities still coming from Bode Judge. Appeal court upholds controversial Ekiti PDP primary election of 2025. This has some of the headlines from the Daily Post newspaper this morning. And so it's time for us to start to take these issues one after the other. We are going to be joined by our analyst this morning, and that's the person of Engineer Muyiwa Obayo. Just stay with us, don't go anywhere. A very good morning to you, sir, and thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning to you, Esther. Thank you for having me. Good morning to our listeners out there.
All right, I want to begin by saying congratulations on your 21st wedding anniversary.
Thank you so much, Esther. Thank you for thank you for.
All right. Let's begin with this one in Ekiti, where the appeal court has upheld controversial Ekiti PDP primary election. The appeal court sitting in Akure, the Ondo State capital, yesterday upheld the governorship primary election, which produced Dr. Oluwole Oluyede as the candidate of the PDP in Ekiti on 8th and 9th November 2025, ahead of the June 20 governorship election. The appeal court affirmed Dr. Wale Oluyede as the rightful winner of the People's Democratic Party primary election in the state. This is as it nullified the ruling by the Federal High Court in Ado Ekiti, which earlier nullified the results of the primaries and declared a fresh primary election. They held that the whatever was done under the Damagum-led administration was valid, transparent, and complied with the party's constitution and the Electoral Act. It also held that the election has been held before the Turaki-led administration. What does this spell at this point in time for politics in Ekiti in particular, rather politics in Ekiti in general, Dr. Wale Oluyede in particular?
Well, the candidates will be very happy, and more so now that should ensure that the name is returned back to the INEC register, it's still within the window. And for politics in Ekiti, I think it's going to change the dynamics. You know, it has been no rival, one contest, something that the others were not able to come out. but now at least he's going to join others to now come out and being a very strong opposition of PDP. Then I think it's going to change a lot of things in the dynamics of the policy in Ekiti. And with this now, I'm very sure the APC will also now go back to the drawing table to now begin to strategize, because unlike other parties that are not that strong, I think PDP is very strong. And the person of Oluyede is also even stronger. So for me, I think it's going to, within the next 1 week now, we'll begin to see changes in the dynamics of the politics of Ekiti State. And so that as still now, that is it. But I think the most important thing now is to ensure that the INEC now return that name to the register, because until they have the certified true copy of that, yes, and within the window. So once the name is returned back, it is then that we actually know that this man has returned, and that once he returns, I'm very sure a lot of things are going to change in the politics of Ekiti between now and the election.
All right, let's also take a step into Ondo, where the court had barred Ayedatiwa from seeking re-election in 2028. The Federal High Court in Akure, Ondo State Capital, has barred Governor Lucky Ayedatiwa from contesting the 2028 governorship election in the state. According to the court, allowing him to seek another term would violate the constitutional limit of 8 years tenure. The court, presided over by Justice Toyin Adegoke, in a judgment held that the 1999 Constitution, as amended, does not provide for a situation where an elected president, vice president, governor, or deputy governor would spend more than 8 years in office. Recall that Ayedatiwa was sworn in on December 27, 2024, to complete the tenure of the late Governor Rotimi Akeredolu, and he was later sworn in again on February 24, 2025, after the election. I think this is about his tenure as a deputy governor, coming to also take over as a governor months after, just a few months after the death of the late governor, and then we now have him on seats again for 4 years. He had not come out to say he wants to run, but we have persons that have gone before him to stop him from running. What does this also spell at this time?
Well, I think to him now, he should be more focused, because this has been a lot of distractions. And because of these distractions, you could see the effect of non-full governance or non-full taking over of the administration from those states by the insecurity. In fact, it has got so worse that in the afternoon, very towards evening, you see between Ushu and Ogbesede in those states, you see people now, armed bandits taking over the roads in the public glare like this in the evening, in the afternoon, not even in the night. And the same thing, you heard that the king was taken out, and a lot of things that happen in Guabo or whatever that place. So you really need to focus. I think he has just been given the mandate barely a year within the saddle. He should focus more rather than seeking whether it's election or re-election. And before now, the people from his own place have told him that it's going to make them lose the opportunity, just as Agabu made them did. That they have never from that part of that state have full terms, just like Akeredolu did and this man from Akuba, that should have allowed okay to run. That will be able to be a brand new person, and that will be able to run for. But he used his power then as deputy governor and acting governor, and with the help of the president, there have been a impeachment proceeding against him that the president stopped, and now asked that they should allow him, and he ran and he won. So now the constitution will not allow him to be sworn in the third time. The constitution will allow him to run the third time, but he said it's not done. That and as a matter of fact, as at now, I think they have approached the upper court, that's the Supreme Court, to appeal that judgment. And though I don't know what else that's going to be, but I think it should focus more on governance of Ondo State. Ondo State has totally deteriorated, and more people living in Ondo State said you couldn't point to one visible improvement, infrastructure development with regard to Ondo State, and it's quite unfortunate because Ondo State has a lot of things. Ondo State natural resources. Ondo State has a lot of forests, and they have a lot of timber. Ondo State has a lot of natural resources, crude oil. The oil producing state. They have a lot of things there that the money is coming in, but you could hardly see this money. In fact, I was in a program when somebody called from Ondo State. He said, in fact, nobody even were aware He said when you interview an average in those states, he said he will give him 20% score in his 1 year of administration. He said he's not been doing well at all. And I think the reason is because he has put more focus on this coming back. And I don't know why, when they have been saying it, I don't know why some of these governors are those so desperate of coming back. I don't know. Even if you want to come back, I think your legacy, what you have done should have been your scorecard, not that you are using everything, every means, every to just force yourself back. And there's no other thing on the money that is there, the power that is there, and the fact that everybody is running after you as the governor, because most of them you could hardly see what they are doing. Look at Ondo State, for example. Most of the both projects are abandoned. There are a lot of you can't see visible little things except these politics. And apart from even coming back, you always see him fight BTO, the Minister of Interior, and look at what happened in that Congress. That some people lost their life in the battle. So this is a lot of a breakdown of everything because of politics. And to me, if democracy is of the people, if you are coming to say to serve the people, why don't you serve the people? Why don't you do this for years? Why don't you do it very well? Let the people say we want you back. Don't by forcing yourself on people. A lot of them are just forcing themselves on people. A senator will want to be senator for 1 million years. Governor will don't want to leave the place. If it's possible, they want to do 4 times. The president will be there, all of them. And it's nothing but the money. At the end of the day, when they leave there, they need to hear 435 billion, as the case of El-Rufai, and 300 billion, the Pre-Alamesia, a lot of 212 billion in the case of the Malami. All of them, they're just there, nothing just for the money, not because of us. But I will advise him, if I think that, Oga, face the governance of Odo. At least let these people enjoy, for goodness sake. Forget about that. When that time comes, face it. Not that you are just starting and you are looking for another place. So, because if you are not making an attempt, somebody will not go to court to stop him. It's because he's making an attempt. And I was monitoring him on national television yesterday when they asked him, do you want to appeal this? Because I don't know. And the man said, the interviewer now said, I have a document here of your lawyer now approaching the upper court for appeal. So, and he was trying to say, I don't know anything about it. I don't do it. And all those are just like, Ondo State has deteriorated. When Akeredolu was there, Ondo State is a place that they all left the play. All these non-state terrorists left Ondo State because that was so strong. And Ondo State was very peaceful, among the peaceful state in the state then. But then look at what has happened. Barely when that man died, the whole place everywhere in Ondo State now. That they approach the palace, they have brought people, they come out openly, they have come out in the open. The whole of Airport Road, every other place have put. All those roads now have been taken over everywhere by terrorists, just because we have a governor that is chasing shadows and forgetting saying what is not supposed to do, what is not supposed to do, and just facing what is not right. And to me, this is not the right time for that.
All right, let's take it a step further into another part of politics where the ADC says the ADC has replaced the PDP as the dominant opposition party, especially at the National Assembly. A gale of defection yesterday hit the PDP, the Labour Party, and APGA in the National Assembly. 9 senators dumped the PDP for the African Democratic Congress, citing the protracted leadership crisis that has polarized the platform. The defections had catapulted the ADC as the most dominant opposition party in the Senate. The ADC now has 9 senators, PDP down to 6, APGA 1, Accord 1, NNPP 1, NDC 1, SDP 0, Labour Party 0, with 3 vacant seats. I would stop here. The ADC had also said they are working with Obi, Atiku, Amechi to stop President Tinubu's re-election in 2027. In another one, Kenneth Okonkwo said Nigerians should join hands with the ADC to unseat President Tinubu come 2027. With the momentum at the National Assembly, can we expect a different ballgame from the ADC as maybe a dominant opposition party, just like they've claimed?
Well, first and foremost, I think why many of them left, people like Abaribe and Co., they are strong, they are hardened members of PDP. But with the way PDP is going, it shows that PDP may not be on the ballot, going by Section 77 of this new electoral act. You know, what most of them did not look at is that they are just making noise about real-time transmission. They forget that there's a very small trap there in Section 77, which bears them that of the issue of the digital registration. And I'm not sure PDP has started digital registration for now. And if they don't do that, then they will never, that section says if they don't put digital registration between now and April 26 or so, they will never partake, either April 26 or May 26. They will not partake in in fact, they will not appear in the ballot for the election. That's one area that PDP have not started. By now, they have not even come together to know what to do next. You expect them by now, it's like somebody that they put fire under them. The fire is burning them under, that they're supposed to be running. And they quickly convene another convention and choose another leadership and send it to INEC and begin to do what they need to do now to win a lot of people back. Those people left not because they like ADC to me, I think. And many of them went to ADC because of personality, but because most of them now did not see any future in PDP. People like Ireti Gigibe has once said on national television that he's a member of PDP and it's not ready to leave. But now going by the last judgment where everything was sent back to zero, the Congress was annulled, and so a lot of things. So people now look at the way this party is going. If you don't find another means, and then people like Ireti know that he won't join APC because of his arch rival of Minister of FCT is on Wiki. And I know people like Kabadebe will have to go to ADC because of his brother, Peter Obi. And many of them like that have to go one way or that because of one influence or the other. But I didn't know if the PDP has something like this, they will not go. And now take where they are in the opposition with 9 member senators. So now, but to me, I still believe that ADC should now begin to do more to win more members from the National Assembly, because now against is it 87 now PDP or 97?
87 APC.
87 APC and other PDP 6, 3 and 1. So now that one is still not much. They should find a means of also getting some of these governors also into their fold. And because no matter how you look at it, democracy in Nigeria is all about structure. And I don't know where people are thinking about it. And I can prove it from the back that who pays the piper always dictates the tune. Now the governors want that you hardly see them another party come to win a state that you have a governor. It's very rare. The only rare one you see is in the Osun State. And apart from I think Sanfara or Kasida then, that the party annulled, the whole of PDP and APC took over. But apart from that, look at all the by-elections that have been held. The one in the party, Oyo State acquired its own, the Kano State have its own, River State have its own, and that's how it used to be. Even in FCT, that is no man's land. We can still take that place for APC. So, and that's how it's been. Once a government belongs to the party, you hardly, because he has everything within his power. He has the money, he has the apparatus of what do they call it? Armed forces, military, police, everything within his command. He has every other thing to push the election. So how will another person come to win? And ADC should do more, because they should not come and tell us after the election that it is rigged. Nobody will believe that from them. They should work on the governors. They should not begin to tell people now the agenda. They've just been saying we want to remove Tinubu. Everybody should join us to remove Tinubu. We want to send him back to. How do you want to do that? Sell yourself to us, Nigerians. Convince us to join you. That's what you expect them to do. But all this rhetoric that says the politics does not work on sentiment, and politics does not work on social media. Everybody that have been working on social media for always been failing. It's about strategy. When somebody now said there's a city boy and they are winning all the big boys in the country, they are going through all the states, they are doing this, they are doing empowerment, they are doing this to people, the wife is working, the son is working, everybody is doing it, they are strategically pushing, and the president is winning more of the governors, now 30 in his kitty to himself. And somebody will now come after the election and say it is rigged. You know, that is just semantics that nobody wants to believe. Let them come out now and start telling themselves, and let them agree as one. Now, Atiku should get, we have been saying it, is if the APC want to make any inroad, is that Atiku stroke Obi or Obi stroke Atiku. But once you have Atiku and Amechi, forget about it. If Obi is not in that ballot, forget about APC, they're not going to make any way. But once you have people like Obi and Atiku, and by now, if they are talking, if APC want to do well in this coming election, they should go into the south and they should beg Atiku to give it to Obi, because that's the person that's having the at least more support than I think that he has even lost the state of Adamawa. Adamawa is lost now. His son is also lost in the within. So they should find a means of placating Atiku and say, please, we know you start this party, but please let's give it to Obi and let's put Amechi or get somebody else from the north to deputize Obi, so that you will be the godfather or be the father of the party. Except that they are just playing. And now they should start telling themselves, it's January next year. Maybe they think election is May. Presidential election is January. It was from February before, but when this something come, it was shifted to January. So that all the laws and legal provision will have been done before May. swearing in. So they should not be thinking that it's far. They should start working. Tell us. Stop telling us that you want to send the Tinubu out of office. How do you want to achieve that? That's what Nigeria want to do. What do you want to do differently? That's what Nigeria want to do. With this increase in a lot of things, how do you want to solve Nigerian problem? Do you want to return back the subsidy? You want to do it? What you want to do for us? That's what will make people to think that, okay, we can now trust people, they can do something better and make our life better than what we have now. But if you always be coming to say, let's join out to send Tinubu out, let's join out to send Tinubu out, without telling how, nobody will take them serious. They will just think that these people are playing.
All right, let's also delve further into the PDP, where we have Bode George linking PDP crisis to greed and disregard for founding fathers. A former national vice chairman, southwest of the People's Democratic Party, Olabode George, has traced the lingering crisis within the party to what he described as greed and the growing disregard for the foundational principles that once guided the opposition party. Speaking in an interview, he reflected on the internal crisis rocking the party, stating that the division did not emerge from ideological differences, but from the actions of individuals who ignored the rules laid down by the party's founding fathers. Now, if we want to start to go back in time to these founding fathers, persons we still look up to as founding fathers in the party, we still have them around. We have strong persons that we feel, oh, they could actually revive the PDP once they say they are ready. But they've not also done anything. So what aspects do you think Bode George might really be speaking from?
All this one, Bode George has talk. His talk is not yielding anything. I think it's high time they stop talking and put action to it. Now, if it's not greedy, what is Nigerian politician doing in politics? Nigerian politician is not there because of people. Don't let us deceive ourselves. If everybody don't know, me, I know that Nigerian politician is not there because of the people. What everything they have been doing, which one affects the people there? What have made the life of people better? Look at what happened. Look at the people on the street. Look at it now. Look at what is happening to people. Now petrol has changed the owner of that narrative. The game we have been talking about 2 or 3 weeks ago, that food price is coming down, it's going down. The petrol, the war in Iraq now has changed the whole scenario. Everything is going back up. So how has the life of people getting better? Whereas at the same time, the money that the whole of people were supposed to use to enjoy themselves, to change their children, so that's of an individual. What has government doing about it? Malawi is there 212 billion. Alamesia is gone out 300 billion. Erufai is there now 415 billion. Look at these 3 people. Look at the number of billions that's in their hands. And a lot of them like that. Some of these past government that are running about, that are just making noise, talking trash and making noise, they have billions and billions in their account. Government knows all this things, they don't do anything about it. So it's all about, it's greed, nothing more, nothing less. And that's why they couldn't say in one party, because as I've said, there's no party in Nigeria as far as with the definition of political parties. What is the ideology? What's the difference between APC and PDP? What's the difference between the PDP and the ADC? Now, tell me, who among them of them have not jumped from one place, apart from Tinubu? Who among them have not moved one party to the other? So now, the people that are supposed to survey the PDP, they are not there because of greed too, because of the greed for power. If not greed for power, it will be greed for money. If not greed for money, it will be greed for position. And that's why they couldn't stay in the one place. They did not learn from our forefathers of Chief Obafemi, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, Aminu Kano, and all of those people like that, that they are the real party men, they are real statesmen and politicians, that no matter the loss, they remain in their party, and because it's an ideology. But this one, where is Saraki today? All this, what's the name of Atiku Abubakar, David Mark, all of them, are they not the one in PDP before? Where are they now? The same Obi, are they not the one in PDP before? Where are they now? Why are governors moving from one place to the other? If not because of their greed for party. Some of them want to retain their position. Some of them want to win election. Some of them want to maintain the position. Some of them doesn't want to lose. And they know that one thing at this party, it's not about ideology, it's about me and me. I don't want to lose this, that gate that is coming from the presidency. I don't want to lose this fact that people are now looking up to me. And if I go, the whole million of people will have to go with me. A lot of security will have to be there anywhere I go to. I don't want to lose the fact I'm enjoying security vote. I don't want to lose the fact I'm enjoying immunity. I don't want to lose the fact that I have a lot of money of the state in my kitty, or that of federal government, or that of ministry agents or prestataries that I'm administering. So that is the only thing that is driving there. Our policy is about alignment and realignment. So what we have now is realignment. And what are people are looking at? A place that can guarantee their safety, that can guarantee their future, that can guarantee their position. That's what they are going to. So what's the name of this man is talking about? Is nothing. That's just, but they should stop talking. They should now start working. Like I said, maybe they should go back to that electoral and go back section 777. if they really want to beat the ballot in next year election, I think they should stop talking and start looking at how they convey a BOT meeting. The whole BOT meeting should go to the National Working Committee and ask for them that they should go to the Congress. The Congress should be in place and they let a new executive, no matter what, let them elect executive, let them send it to INEC and let them begin their own digital registration. IDC have started their own digital registration. That's what the law says. Or else they will just be talking and talk themselves out of 2027 politics. And before you can say what, the only two people there, before you can say they are government, those ones are there because they are in the second term. So there's nothing they are looking for. They said they are looking for minutes, but those are not second term, they are all gone out. So the two governors remaining are the one marking days in the second term. What's the name of this man in Bauchi?
Bala Mohammed.
So Bala is the second time, so he's not looking for anything again. And most of the other people that want position or not, they are in ADC. Those that are not in ADC, they will go back to PDP and APC. So most of the governors are in APC. One, because some of them want to come back. Two, because the money that is coming from APC to them, so it's too much. Three, because some of them want to protect themselves. And four, because some of them want to go to Senate or get an appointment even after the election. So these are the factors, and it's all about them. There's nothing more, nothing less. Whatever anybody is talking about, forget about it. So PDP should put their house together. They get to work, get another convention, elect new executives, and start digital registration as fast as possible. And the case of Day here, I don't even know how it's still hanging, because I don't know if some people also can go to court and say, well, we're on which party, on which something. Some people can still go to Supreme Court just to truncate him so that he will not be that bad. Because once they go to Supreme Court to appeal that judgment, then INEC will not want to put him on that register because they will say they see a case subsisting. So that is just except the start people want to. There's a lot of issue in PDP, and it's rather unfortunate that it can get to where today that if this can display PDP in the National Assembly, PDP now have 6 senators, can you imagine, and 2 governors, and now they are still talking about winning an election. How would that happen? How does that translate? So they are the issue, but they should just as a working committee chairman or BOT member, he should convey meeting and say we don't have any time on our side. Let's start working as safe. There's fire in the mountain.
All right, let's leave politics and go to our economy, where Nigeria's economy will withstand shocks from U.S.-Iran war, says Cardoso. Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Olayemi Cardoso, said Nigeria's ongoing macroeconomic reforms have positioned the economy to withstand potential shocks arising from escalating tensions in the Middle East. Stating this in Lagos, he noted that the global economy is currently facing renewed uncertainties triggered by geopolitical tension, particularly involving the crisis from the U.S., Israel, and Iran, which could lead to higher energy prices, supply chain disruptions, and increased risk aversion among global investors. He, however, said that the reforms implemented in Nigeria over the past 2 years have strengthened macroeconomic buffers and placed the country in a better position to navigate the external shocks arising from the crisis. Engineer Bayaju, how exactly are we doing this? Looking at the fact that we have a hike in the price of petrol, and it's already affecting other commodities.
Well, I don't understand what they mean by we are ready to. We have a shock absorber. I don't know the shock absorber they are putting in place. The only shock absorber here is we have Dangote. That's a local refiner, and even at that, Dangote still purchase the price at the international market. So, but then again, another thing I see there is that more money is coming to the government. Maybe there is going to be a lot of stimulus packages especially for companies to stabilize, especially for Dangote. If the rivalry does not continue, if marketers will allow them to really now increase the crude whatever that given to Dangote, they increase the volume so they can have more to refine, and so that one will be able to push in the effect more. But then, no matter what government is doing in Nigeria, once Nigeria hear a news, they begin to affect it. Even when many of them, if it doesn't affect them directly. So, and that's what we see in Nigeria. But that we still have Dangote now. That's why we are not getting killed. But most of the petrol stations that are around, they are not selling. And I said it yesterday when I called in and said, well, places like Adric, for example, they are the first to always implement everything. They are the first that you always see the effects of some of these things happen in. Now, we have all of these fuel stations, they have this fuel station that they purchase when they are selling at 8.15, but they have shut down now. They are expecting that the price will still go more. Probably they are expecting the price to go to 2,000. And it's not their fault. Number one, now most of them they're in politics. Number two, now we don't have task force in place. Yeah, even if we have task force in place, I don't know that they are in operation. Because by now you expect task force to be going around. Now I bought a fuel at 1,244. And you know that meter that I bought, apart from that, is expensive. And I'm not sure that meter is still correct, because by the time I see this my scale, I know that meter wasn't correct. But there's nobody to complain to. There's no task force to check. Now they just leave this association in the state to begin to do whatever they like. Nobody is talking about that. Nobody just leave there. So arbitrarily, people just rise up today and they just use phone call to say increase your price. But what I was selling yesterday, 20 naira. Today it's 100 naira. And nobody will say anything. It's not there, they're not doing anything. So I don't know how they want to cushion the I don't know the shock, what Cardozo is talking about. But whatever I say that does not make things very easy for the people is just talking my theory. And theory does not work out. And that's why people have been talking about the economy, is that until it translates, who said it is macro, that the macro will produce the micro. But unfortunately, before we can see the effect of the macro, what we are trying to say, okay, food prices is coming down, inflation is coming down, Iraq, Israel, and US war now has changed the whole narrative. So we're expecting the government to take action. So in whatever they want to do. But I know they put that question to Cardozo, they dodged it, that is government going to subsidize temporarily now? He said they are not looking at that. They have not got into that. That I think as it is now, they still have enough capacity to mutilate against the effect of it. So, but yet the price is going up. Now it is 1,150 now. Some say 1,200. Some say 1,300. Like I said in the kitchen now, there is no task force, and government is not answering us. We didn't see anything that is happening. So we are at the mercy of the marketers. They do whatever they do, not only in petrol, in every aspect of in the Ekiti state, everything they are there, and because of politics. So that is it. But by now, this is the time that you expect at least a control mechanism to be put in place by government, so that these people will not begin to exploit arbitrarily the people. But it's there. So what Cardozo is saying, let's wait and begin to see how they want to do that. Maybe there's going to be stimulus packages, or there's going to be intervention or social security, whatever they are going to do. But the truth of the matter is that more money is coming. This year budget was placed at 68. Now a barrel of crude now is 100, and it's still going up. So which means that they are having extra $32 for every barrel they sell in Nigeria. And we are doing 1.4. So which means that more money is coming. Probably we can get to 1.5. And as it is now, there's no amount of crude that you take to the international market that will not purchase now. Because as long as Hormuz Strait is blocked, then it means that those that have it, even when OPEC said they should release 400 million barrels, it doesn't even reach anywhere. Because people like China and Russia, they have a lot of industries, require a lot of energy. And by so doing, they require a lot of oil, and they are ready to get it anywhere. These people have money, and that's why the price will keep increasing. And as price increasing, you can imagine that people like Dangote also will increase, because they also buying at the international price, even from Nigeria. It's a Nigerian price for crude. He said, what we are buying, the director of Dangote said, please don't miss it. We are buying in naira equivalent of dollar. So it's not as if they reduce for us. And so it's not enough. We're also going to import. So don't let anybody think that there is the Dangote that is increasing. It's the international price that is playing the role in the oil global market.
All right, let's also go into the issue of electricity. I think this is a general problem at this point in time. Power outage may worsen as gas supply drops. The power shortage across Nigeria may worsen as suppliers have reduced the amount of gas they supply to thermal power plants. It will be recalled that the Nigerian Independent System Operator had stated that thermal power plant requires an estimated 1,629.75 million standard cubic feet of gas per day to operate at optimal capacity. However, as of February 23, actual supply stood at about 692 cubic feet per day, representing less than 43% of the required volume. The development is coming amid blackouts in many states, a situation that is crippling businesses. Another person even said it might get worse because there is no supply of gas. What do we do at this point? As of last week, we were, I think what we were on, according to reports, was about 1.9 megawatts across the country. And then it reduced to, I think, 1.8 megawatts across the country. While some areas would have, some wouldn't even have at all. I don't think I've seen a light this week. What can we do? What exactly are we going to surmount the problem of electricity in this country?
You know, I see one of the things I see about our president is that he's so, I don't know why, I don't know the word to use. Maybe he's so kind, or is he generous or magnanimous? What I want to do. Because another instance climbs when an executive is not performing, you want to replace that executive. Adilabu has been in that place, and everybody knows that while we have fantastic ministers in this administration, Adilabu and some few others are the ones that are not even doing anything. In fact, they don't fit to be in that place. When you're having this problem, the problem is that you ask the one in there, what are you doing to surmount this problem? There are problems everywhere. We have problems in the interior before we may get there. He has solving it at the international airport, solving it at Italian, whatever. He's doing well. He's on wicked, he's doing well. The Minister of Finance, all those CBN governor, so many of them like that, they are doing fantastically well. But Adilabu is always supporting this thing. I don't know whether he has one of these discourse, because I don't know. And that's the reason why you have people like that the government should keep. You have a lot of information about the current Minister of State for Defense. Government is still keeping them. And I don't know why Tinubu is still keeping them without firing them. By now, Adilabu should have gone. You see, as an engineer, I have been saying it and I'm saying it. There's no part of the world where you have only one source. You have what is called synergy. You have synergy. Synergy means energy from different sources that is combined together, so that there will not be any time that there will be at least one of them will be low. So now you put gas there, you put thermal there, you put solar there, you put wind there, you put water there. Even this water will be small HP, small hydropower. You put all of them together, you multiply all of them together on the national grid. That's one aspect. Number two, the national grid we are talking about, let's now review it. How many years has it been in place? What efforts have people taken? In other parts of the world, people are even using underground cabling, underground grid. And these are some of the things that so how have we reviewed this grid? What effort are we making to make it at least much more better than this? If we are having collapse every time, then what have we been doing in terms of our generation? Has it increased? If we are still talking about 1.9 megawatts for 230, 250 million people, then when we are not Togo cannot be talking of 1.9 million megawatt. Burkina Faso cannot be talking of 1.9 megawatt. What is government doing? And sometimes when we hear some people talk, you got to look at what is it in this about this government? What is it about our people that they are sabotaging everything? The number of gas, the volume of gas has been flare in Niger Delta. I don't know why people will be talking of gas. But as a matter of fact, if that is to other country, gas will be piped to individual houses with the volume of gas in the Niger Delta or the producing state of those states, Abia State, those states, River State, Cross River State, Akwa Ibom State, Delta State, all those volume of gases there that are being flare every day. Yet they will be talking that there's shortage of gas. Is it to pass this gas, to pipe this gas, or what is it about? I don't understand, because these are the problems that you shouldn't supposed to be hearing. And look at the hydropower too. I don't know the problem with hydropower, that we can't have one. You have a lot of hydro, a lot of water volume. I've said this several times. Go to Ikundia, you will see the water there. Go to Awara, go to everywhere. You will see water everywhere. And yet we are still talking that we are talking about hydro, that there are problems. We have Shiroro, we have Kanji. We don't know what is happening there. So you could see that there's human factor in all this. It's not God has done what it's supposed to do for us by giving us all these things that we need to generate. Light is there, water is there, a sun is radiating in Sokoto State, in Katsina State, in Borno State. There is heavy sun there. There's water volume in the Niger Delta everywhere. There's water volume in Ekiti here in Ondo State. There's volume of water. There's gas being wasted every day in the Niger Delta and all producing states. I try to find a means. Even if we borrow to do this once and for all, we're by now supposed to be talking about between 10 now, been migrating towards 20 megawatts, and they will tell us stories every time. Now, another thing that's supposed to have done, if we take this thing from disco, we haven't fall, because to me, I read some of these their thing. What was done is that they are supposed to, number one, power every house, meter every house. Now, if we put infrastructure in place, to put transformer where they're not supposed to, extending the network, let's ask them, how many of these things are this disco done in all the states that we have them? Now, I know for BEDC, there are some places today that they have bought transformer for more than 6 months, and yet they did not energize it. They will tell you they won't energize it, and they will not do that. So now, what is the function? Now, with this alone, if I'm the minister of power today, with this alone, I can take them to court and remove that their caveat that if anybody wants to take this, that is going to pay $1 billion. Then I will ask them, it's a contract. You fulfill your own part of the deal. How many houses have you moved back? How many houses have put transformer? How many where have you extended networks to? There are not a place now that you have building that they have not. At least I know. I have a brother. I've gone to a place now that there's no net line there in this Ado-Ekiti. So what are we talking about? The people who have to buy the pole, who have to buy the wire, who have to buy the transformer, and here you say you are disco, and yet I will take them to court, remove that their contract. Even if I'm not taking it back to the government to take it over, let's send it to some people that can do it. Most of them doesn't know anything about power. You see, we can't continue to play politics with power system and expect changes. It doesn't matter. And the last count now, they said they have donated 247 billion. These discos to who? To themselves at the expense of Nigeria. Do you know what that means? Nigerians are paying for the service they don't enjoy. Look at it now. There will not be any light now, but they are putting bill in every houses. And we know we are people that we take everything. Somebody is talking, so we just take it and pay.
All
and
right.
you don't talk. If we talk, we want to destroy the economy. So it has been a lot of issues like that, and we really need to rise up and do something. But the first thing to do is to remove that man. That man is not fit to be a local government chairman, talk less of a minister.
All right, your opinion right there. Let's take this conversation home this morning, and the numbers to call are 0704 1001905 or 0915 0905905. You can join us on Facebook as well. Hello.
Hello, Auntie Esther.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, Engineer.
It says good
My
morning.
name is Honorable Manager. I'm calling from Igedekiti.
Okay.
Obviously, Engineer, I have a vision for you. I just wish if you can just take 30 minutes on this program so that at least you can be giving us all this your experience and all this big off chair. Well done, sir. Obviously, let me first of all go on economics. I want to tell you why Nigeria is exporting our crude oil. Why not Dangote importing to come and give us stress? Don't we have a government who can give licenses to big men in this country, who can refine and give us better? Even if you want to look at it all over the world, you discover that Nigeria has the greatest crude oil, if number 2 or number 3. So, Engineer, this is a question to you. And now coming to politics. Obviously, a country where there is no critics, the government will not produce well. If ADC is coming out to come and tell us, like, let them listen to all this program, all these positive critics, if they can use it to challenge this government in days, to tell them that we have unsecure economics and nation, we have food scarcity, no good health. If they can use this as a critics, instead of them condemning, it can be a better, and people will follow them.
All right. Thank you so much. That's how much we can take from your end. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
John from Ado.
All right. Talk to us.
Just to make a correction to what the analyst said. To me, all politicians have stayed one party or the other. The president himself started as Alliance for Democracy. Later became Action Congress, that later became ACN, National Congress of Nigeria, and I'm APC. So for him to say he's the only one that has not changed, I don't think it's correct. So that is misleading. Thank you.
Well, that's your opinion, and I really don't want to say that is misleading because it was more of a transition than a real change. Hello, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Mommy Funka for Owe. Engineer, happy wedding anniversary. Mommy Funka for Owe, calling from Ushekiti.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, if the federal government wants to use our brain concerning this petroleum issue, they should supply enough of crude to Dangote. 1, 2, they should go and subsidize. Maybe Dangote is selling it at 1,000. The government should subsidize at 700 so that it will ease every member. That's the only thing that I will know that they want to subsidize. Then people say that they want to drive away Tinubu. They want to drive away Tinubu. We are all watching, sitting in the limbo, waiting for the dice to roll. Good morning.
Thank you for your opinion right there. On Facebook, MC Ademola Tubaba says, bravo to Engineer Obayonjo for doing justice to all the headlines this morning. Sincerely, we need task force to move around and do the needful at every fueling station. Enough is enough. Hello. Hello.
Good morning, Esther.
Good morning to you, sir.
This is Mr. Oshegun from Ado-Ekiti.
All right, sir.
I just want to comment on the Minister of Power. You see, I think one of the reasons why he's not performing is that he's eyeing the governorship of Oyo State, and he's stocking money, finances up for that contest. So he's not only committed to his present role. So he's eyeing the governorship in Oyo State. That's why he's not performing adequately. That's just my take this morning. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for your opinion right there. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you.
It's Ademi talking from Neshopali Akoko.
All right, talk to us, sir.
Yeah, I want to greet this wonderful analyst, the engineer. More great stories I go. Now, the point is that the whole thing, the system has collapsed. Nothing is working in Nigeria. The whole thing is a mumbo jumbo. So, well, there's nothing we can do as long as during election, people know what to do. And so, they have been doing it, and this is what it is. And this is the result of what we are seeing. Thank you. Good morning.
Thank you for your opinion right there. Hello. All right, that's from your end. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you.
This is Comrade Olanipe Kumatolagwe speaking from Madrid.
All right, comrade.
I want to sincerely appreciate our analysts. They have been so wonderful. Now, my own suggestion is that why can't we have a 1 term, 5 years or 6 years single term for president or the governors? But I think that they'll be able to concentrate on governance instead of running for the second term syndrome. And this second term syndrome is the major problem. They don't have time for 2 seasons again. If you continue to run for the second, look at what is happening in those states now. And like that, all other states. Maybe the government will continue to sabotage other political parties that is against them in order to come back again.
All right, thank you for your own opinion right there. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you. Thank
My
you.
name is Ijala and I'm calling from Madrid.
Go ahead.
Good morning. Yes, I appreciate our own here. Yes. Let me comment on the issue of Ombudsman. The governor is interested in coming back after the third time. It was a joint ticket that brought him and Mr. Akebudu in that ticket. The second one was when Akebudu died, he came in. Now, he has been voted in again for 24 years. But me, as a person, I don't blame him. I will blame the camp of Akebudu and the wife of Mr. Akebudu that gave him that to be able to behave like that. No matter what, he's not performing. He's only chopping from government people how to run again to truncate the system that the paper that the Nigeria is using as the legacy to use for elected positions. God will help us in this country.
Thank you for your opinion right there. Hello. Oh, that's from your end. Good morning, Midas. On Ayedatiwa in Dondo State, I fully agree with Engineer Obayanjo. The governor is not doing well at all. The security situation is now worse than when he assumed office. His performance so far does not merit another term, even if the constitution permits. Ola from Irikiti. Good morning, Midas Radio. Congratulations to Engineer Obayanjo on his wedding anniversary. More wins and blessings. Shegun Dujoye from Ado Ekiti. Hello. Hello. All right, that's from your end. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
I'm Olatunji from Ifati.
All right, talk to us, sir.
Kudos to your studio and our engineer.
Thank you.
Banyanju. He has done well, has done justice to all the questions. I really appreciate him. But I think it is true that Appeal Court has validated the candidacy of this PDP candidate.
Oluyede.
Oluyede. It is true. But what I'm hearing is INEC will still not publish his name on their portal as the government candidate of PDP in the state. Because the primary that producing was that of the convention. And anything about the convention is legal. So I want Engineer Bani to react to this. Because we all signed up for because the person that signed that form is terminated at least, and that's about the convention, everything was immunity by the court.
All right. I don't think we have so much time to start to explain that, but probably we might want to wait for the CTC of the court judgment. That's a certified true copy, and we get to see what INEC, the party, does in the coming days. Okay, Adewala Isaac says, Good morning, presenter. It will be difficult for the PDP or any party to challenge APC come 2027 because most of these parties are battling internal crisis. Olorunfemi Olamide says, Good morning, House. Seriously, I don't know when last we enjoyed light in Ado-Ekiti, especially at Adebayo. It's so disappointing despite the huge bill we are paying. Seriously, I know how much I buy petrol to move my business forward. Oh, God will help us. God bless Midas Radio. Thank you. Michael Akinloye Olubodun says, Good morning to the presenter and the engineer of Banyoju. You are brilliantly doing well from Ado-Ekiti. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Mrs. Ma Olebara, for your comment right there. Engineer Banyoju will need to go. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much, and thank you to everybody that wished me my wedding anniversary. God bless you. Thank you for having me, Esther.
Many more. All right, that's how far we can go. We're sorry we can't pick any more calls, even though the phone lines are still buzzing. We'll be back on Monday on another episode of Paper Trends on Midas Radio 90.5 FM here in Ado-Ekiti. Until then, I am Esther ISAH. I'm asking you to enjoy your weekend.
The submissions and opinions on this show are exclusively those of the analysts and the presenters. They do not represent the position of the station. Thank you.
Ekiti, the largest ethnic group in Yoruba land. Ekiti, the land of intellectuals. Ekiti, the fountain of knowledge.